take you to Wynberg in Cape Town. And is following developments there. Ronald, good afternoon this lunchtime to you. What's the latest you can tell us?
Well, the latest is that the CEO of NSFAS has just addressed the ANC Youth League members who are outside of NSFAS building here in Washington, a point where quite a number of students are not allowed to speak to us. We were in UCT, where security was informed not to allow the media inside. So we're going to find out more about some of the issues that students are grappling with that is not allowing us to engage with them in many of the institutions we visited. But for now, though, Praten, I want to bring into the conversation ANC Youth League activist Tuziel Linokuhle to tell us more about the engagement that he had earlier on with the CEO of NSFAS. Linokuhle, thank you so much for your time. What was the outcome?
Well, the outcome was that the NSFAS gave us an assurance that what government has communicated as far as no deserving student being left out is concerned, they are willing to implement it, because our initial problem was that they are creating uncertainty when they keep quiet during the time of crisis. But we also came out with the with the outcome that NSFAS is reconsidering to decentralize its mandate to universities, and they are going to report to the board that they are getting such requests, and they are also going to take it to the minister, because we are also of the view that the centralization of NSFAS is giving students serious problems in terms of communication with it. But also they have committed and they have given us a plan of how they are trying to revamp their ICT infrastructure, because their ICT infrastructure derails and delays students from communicating with NSFAS. So we have come out with that sort of understanding. But as far as issues concerning corruption are concerned, they have committed to investigate more. They have also committed that in terms of irregular expenditure, they have explained to us that it's irregular expenditure because they actually spend more money to students than they budgeted for. And we are therefore have a responsibility to take up these issues with Treasury, to request more money for them so that they can be able to avoid this irregular expenditure.
All right, promises have been made before. Is it then time for this nationwide shutdown to end?
No, it's not time for the nation shutdown to end, because we were promised free education. And by the way, what we're doing here has nothing to do with free education, has everything to do with access. Because now, more than us being denied free education, we are now also denied access to our education. So the national shutdown must not stop until every student is registered. So that is when we'll take them serious. So, but because we just met with them and spoke to them does not mean anything in terms as far as the struggle is concerned. Comrade must continue shutting down universities until everyone is registered, because we cannot have a situation where the children of the rich continue to start but the children of the poor are not in class. So the struggle shall be able to continue, and it must continue.
Right. Lastly, we have seen very little activity on campuses that we visited. We went to the University of the Western Cape, Cape Peninsula University of Technology, and UCT. Why do you think we're not seeing students in protest?
One, you must also acknowledge that there's been a new introduction of technology, and the universities are hiding actually that students are actually disrupting classes now more than before through online learning. Students are entering to online learning and singing, and classes are not continuing. So as far as we are concerned, the shutdown is going out all right. It's just that it's a PR management of universities of denying this thing. But we must also express our consent as far as securitization of universities is concerned. It seems like government, through police, have taken a decision to actually block and to actually deprive students of their right to protest and of their right to express their views and their anger. And it cannot be correct that the ANC government is doing that. But also, it seems like universities are investing this very same money that they must be putting in free education to security. And we are worried about those elements, because those are apartheid tactics, and we cannot allow them in this new democracy and in this new South Africa. Hence, you have somebody being shot and died by the police. And we also demand consequence management. How is it possible that you have a person who have died in a protest. The commander who have instructed the police to shoot is not suspended. The police who has shot this person is not suspended. And how is it possible that the colleagues don't know who shot that person? Are we then having a mafia police style where police operate like criminals and are willing to hide the activities and the wrongness of each other? What type of police service is that? It means that police now is full of criminals, and we cannot have that. And we are demanding that the police who did that must be immediately suspended, or everyone who was in that shift must be suspended. And we are saying the commander who gave the instruction to shoot with live ammunition must be suspended and must be investigated.
All right, Lino Butler, thank you very much indeed for your time. Yes, Pratan, so there could be other factors as well that could have hindered students from protesting today. We do know that last week UCT students, they were complaining about owing historical debt, and that this led many of them to be unable to register. Now UCT has since rectified the situation this past weekend, saying that students who owe debt can apply, and they also had said that 30 million rand has also been set aside to assist those who want to study in 2021.
Ronald Masinda, thank you very much there in One Back there in Cape Town.